The only thing that we need to do, we don't need to correct the Constitution. We probably don't even need to correct your state constitution. What we need to do is fix this. America needs a revolution of the mind. We need to get back to basics. We need to start teaching once again who we are and where we came from and who we're supposed to be. Because I'll just be quite honest with you, every single problem that we have in government today can be traced back to one thing. Just one thing. And the funny thing is, Samuel Adams identified it back in the 1700s. He said, "No people will tamely surrender their liberties nor be easily subdued when knowledge is diffused and virtue is preserved." He said, but on the contrary, when the people become universally ignorant and debauched in their manners, they will sink underneath their own weight without the aid of foreign invaders. Our foreign invasion problem in America is not really the fault of government. It's the fault of the ignorance in America not understanding the limitations of the federal government. It is the ignorance of Americans not understanding the duty of each state to maintain the federal government and its few and defined powers in order to maintain the integrity of the constitutional republic. We need to restore some basics. We need to start teaching these things again. So before we get into the nuts and the bolts of this class, there are two things that I want you to have running through your mind as I am teaching this class today. Number one, if we had been teaching this history and these facts, after you've heard this class, as we're teaching this class, I want you to be thinking this. If we had been teaching this history and these facts for the last 60 years or more, could we even have the problems with our governments that we have today? Nope. The second thing that I want running through your mind as we are teaching this class, if the facts and the history in this class were mandated curriculum for every state and local official upon election, could you possibly have a state operating like it is today? So just keep these things running through your mind. We'll address these questions again once we get to the end to remind you. But I want to sort of start off by redirecting how we think as a nation of people. We have become so federally centralized, so federally focused, that as a psyche in America, we have been led to believe that all our problems originate in Washington, D.C. And therefore, all the solutions to our problems originate in Washington, D.C. Proof to that is every 4 years. Every 4 years when we have a presidential election, the American people don't look for an Article II constitutional president. They look for a political messiah to fix everything that's wrong in Washington, D.C.